Look at this. Look at it. Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So, very excited about this build, but before we get cracking, this video is sponsored by Euro RC. I'll put a link in the description to their website. They do all things RC related, and obviously Tamiya. They've also kindly given us a 5% discount promo code, which will be in the description as well, and that's valid until the end of the year. Euro RC can be found on all the major social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and obviously that superb website of theirs. So a massive personal thank you from me to Euro RC for sending me this bad boy to build and run, and yeah, please check them out. Okay, so it's time to get cracking with the shell. So what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description to the part 1 video where we built the chassis and the electrics. So this is good to go now. It's just waiting a body shell. Really enjoyable build. It's fully ball raced. It is running a vintage sports tune motor, and rest of it's standard. So in this video, as I said, we're going to get the shell done now. It's a hard body shell, so there's quite a bit of detail. It's TS8 Italian red paint, which is the same as Subaru Brat and Clodbuster. So the main shell's got to be that colour, and the front end, it's got a separate nose cone, which I'll show you in a second. And then once that's done, we've got to paint around the windows. Now the box art is black for the window frames, but I think I'm going to do silver. But just because it's a little bit brighter, and I think it'll look pretty cool. What else is and we've got tyre decals for it as well, which will really make this thing. BF Goodrich tyre decals for it, so that'll really make it pop a little bit. So let's dig all the bits out we're going to use and make a start. So obviously I had to stick the shell on before we start, just have a look at it. Oh, it's awesome, absolutely love it. So as I said, I'll cut the sprue, whatever it's called, and we'll clean that up, and then we'll start getting some coats of TS8 on it. At the same time, we've got this parts tree. So obviously sunroofs red, the front grille red. Got to do the lights in red, although I will be painting over the actual lights themselves, but this bit has to match. And then for the helmet, both sides of his helmet and the driver thing, I'm going to blast off in white primer. That gives a really good effect, or it did on the Blackfoot. I just used primer white and left it at that, and then did seat belts and everything else, and it kind of looks pretty cool. So I might see how that goes again. And then we've got both number plates and the steering wheel, which is black. So that's the first bit, and then once that's done, we've got the detail to put around the windows. Now I said box art is black, but I'm planning to do silver. It does look like a little bit of a mission to get in there, you know. Don't know if that's going to be the easiest. I might have to use a paint pen as opposed to a brush to get that silver on. But anyway, we'll see. So yeah, first thing is let's get some paint on it. Right, so I've just separated all this stuff to be painted. So as I say, primered, red, silver, primered, red, red, black. And paints we're using, TS8 for the body shell. I'll use PS5 for the number plates. I'll use PS12 for the window wipers. And then we've got Tamiya's fine surface primer for the driver and helmet to start with. But obviously we will be putting, the main body will be white, black seat belt, silver buckles. There's quite a bit of detail on his helmet to get on. The helmet will be white, obviously flesh colour, and I believe it's got a black rim around the helmet, around the front as well. So yeah, bit of work there. So yeah, let's get it cleaned up and start with spraying. Right, so that's it all painted. The main shell's had about 3 good coats, maybe 4. So everything's just drying now. So while I've got nothing to do, what I'm going to do is, there's 2 of these decals that actually go on the chassis. One on the rear bumper at the back, and one on the dust protector, or whatever you call it. So that's these little Monster Beetle on the front and the big in silver on the back. And then what I'll do, I've got the BF Goodrich MCI tyre decals. So you have to make these fit, they're not perfect, and it's a little bit of work, but I might as well get them fitted to the tyres now as well, and then that's that finished. Right, so that's that bit finished. So little Monster Beetle silver decal there. We've got the bigger one at the back, which looks pretty cool, I guess. And then of course we've now got the tyre decals on, and they always look great, especially against the gold wheels. Now, as I said, these are, in case you can't read, it says Radial Mud Terrain T-A BF Goodrich. Now, the MCI do sell these, but the ones I bought are not the correct shape for a monster truck. So obviously you got to cut in between and put them on yourself. Now, to be honest, I've not really taken my time on this one because there's a good chance that these could come off when I'm running. I get that question asked a lot, do these can you run them? I've only ever had a very few come off when I run, but you know, I don't run hard and I don't run the cars that regular individually. But yeah, I mean, we'll monitor this when we take it out for a couple of runs. But why I'm telling you that is because I obviously buy a large sheet of them, and when the truck is finished, then I'll take them off, the tyres will get cleaned, and then I'll put them on properly, and they'll be mint then. Not that they're not great now, I'm kind of doing myself an injustice there, they do look awesome. But yeah, I spend more of the time on that particular thing at the end than I do at this stage, but yeah, I'm happy with that. So next up now, I'm going to dig the roll cage bit out, not the roll cage, the front bumper that holds the three spotlights on, because there's none of that gets painted, and then we'll get the decals on that as well. Right, so that's the front spotlight configuration made up. Looks pretty cool. Very basic, which bolts onto the front of the shell. So that's basically as far as I can go now, so I'll go get all the painted stuff back up and see if we can make a start on some detailing. So that's it all back up, and yeah, reasonably happy. No nasty runs on it anywhere. I've not seen any hairs, but who knows. But yeah, it's come up pretty good. Obviously the other bits, what else is there to show you? That's it really. Window wipers, silver, steering wheel number plates, black, and now I've got a base so I can start doing the detail on the driver. So I guess next stage now, obviously we've got this detailing to do, but I should probably let that harden a little bit more. Maybe we could start putting the colours on the rear lights. Yeah, and I'll just do a bit at a time. Yeah, I'm just unsure what I'm actually going to do. I guess we can start painting the driver up. That's going to take a bit of time. Yeah, let's get cracking. Okay, so a little bit of progress. So we've done the rear lights, which is just white and orange and leave a red in the middle. I did that by brush, so they're not the greatest, but again, it's not that bad. We've got, gotta be careful I don't touch this. So we've done his helmet again in gloss white, and obviously his flesh and his neck. So I'm just waiting for that to dry. And then his main body, I did eventually go over it in gloss white, and obviously we've done his flesh hands. So yeah, just waiting for them to dry before I can do any more. So in the meantime, gotta be careful where I pick this up now. I've just done the silver front wings, window rims, and also the rear. And I have to say, I'm using that Tamiya curved masking tape, and it's absolutely awesome. Now obviously it could have leaked, so I don't want to big it up too much, but it's the second car I've used it on, and once you get the hang of how to use it, you kind of got to work it in small bits, and then it goes right around these corners. It's immense. Anyway, as I say, so I've done that in the front and back in silver. Now the sides have got to be silver as well, but not nearly as easy to mask. So what I think I'll do, obviously I'm going to let this dry for an hour or two, then we'll get this masking off, see how that's looking. But once I've done that, then it is onto these side windows. Now I have got a silver paint pen, and I just think it might be a little bit easier for me doing it in the paint pen instead of trying to mask it, because it's probably, you probably don't see it that well, but the lines are not that great if I use masking tape, whereas an ultrafine nib I might just be able to do it. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So we do the front of both side windows, and that front strut as well is in silver. Door handles have got to be silver, and I've got a sneaky feeling, but I might be wrong, there's two like hinge pins down here for the doors. Pretty sure they're in silver as well. So yeah, that's about as far as I can go. So I'll have a little coffee and then we'll come back when it's dry. Right, latest update. Just constantly tinkering with stuff with hard bodies. So what have I done? I've cut the lights out, they're ready to screw onto the back. I've put the decal on the rear number plate, that gets super glued on. The number plate light goes on with one screw, so that's ready to go. Just built the front end up now, so obviously that's the chrome lights in and the lenses, and the number plate super glued at the back, although you can't see that because of the spotlights, but that's finished. Driver is just about finished. Looks pretty good. His eyes are shocking. I really need to take my time on that. All I'm going to do now, I'll just need to paint this, the bracket it sits on the body, where I just want to paint that black. And then that will be finished, and then I've done the sides of the body. Let's hold this up a little bit. I've used the paint pen and brush, and the masking on the front and back's turned out pretty well. Not perfect, but not bad at all. I'm very curious to see what it's going to look like, the silver, once the windows are in or whatever, because yeah, it's a little bit different. So yeah, we're making inroads now. So what I'll do now is I'll paint that black, and then we'll get the rear lights on. We'll get that number plate light on. That's super glued on, and then we might see if we can get the windscreen. In fact, we'll do the windscreen first. Right, that's the windscreen in. Looks pretty cool. Obviously nothing on the back, with it being the re-re, but yeah, needs a bit of a clean, but I think that looks pretty cool. Front end's on. That's a fiddly little job to get in. Just looking now, it wants to drop down slightly. I'll have to slacken that because it's just slightly out, but yeah, that's not bad at all. Right, let's do the back end now. And that's the back end done. So that's both lights bolted down, number plate light and the number plate itself glued on. It's starting to come together now. So looking at the instructions now, I've glued the sunroof in as well. We've got a chrome VW badge which has to sit, got to get glued in there. So I'll dig that out, and while I'm doing that, we'll put the window wipers on as well, and that's the front end done actually. In fact, that's the car done apart from wing mirrors, and we'll get the driver in. So let's get that finished off. Window wipers and badge glued on. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. The window wipers are really cool. They're really cool. I really like that. And then there's that chrome VW badge. Yeah, I'm really liking that. Right, next. Right, that's all the bits on. Looks rather cool. Driver's in. That actually gets super glued in. Back end. The kit comes with some lenses. And I'm curious whether I've painted the wrong bit. I don't think I have, but I'm not too sure because the lenses don't fit over, or if they do, it's a very tight fit. So I'll have a look at that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I really like the silver. It's given it a different look from a normal black, and I quite like it. That ain't bad at all. Let's just stick it on the car quickly. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I am. Obviously, we've got the decals to go yet, but I'm going to let all that harden now overnight. But yeah, that looks cool. I do like silver. I've got to be honest, I do. I think it looks a little bit more real, if that makes sense. Yeah, very nice indeed. Right, so as I said, I'll let this harden overnight, but for you guys, I'll be right back. Okay, so it's the morning after. Everything's hardened, it's looking great. So yeah, I've cut the decals out now. What I'll do is I'll start with the two trickier ones, the two large side ones, and then we'll do the bonnet ones, and after that everything else is really easy. So yeah, let's try get these on. Right, that's those on, and I've got to be honest, they were really easy. Very straightforward indeed. Literally those 4 decals took me like 2 minutes to put on, which was awesome. So everything's dead straight, you can't really mess it up. I've cleared the holes for the on either side for the body posts, so that's done, and obviously we've put the front ones on. They're looking great. Now, interestingly, I don't know if you can see in front of the bonnet hole, there's a little red decal that we supply with it to cover the second hole up that's not used. Not great. You might not have noticed it if I hadn't told you. When I'm looking at it like that myself, it's not that noticeable. It's just obviously because I pointed it out. But yeah, it's not the best colour match. Anyway, let's get some more decals on it. Right, that's all the decals on, and how good does that look? That looks immense. I'm loving the silver. I really am. I just think, if you get it in the right light as well, where the silver pops, it's yeah, very happy. I made the right choice there. Funny, I've just posted it this morning, picture of it on my Facebook group, saying I've done it in silver, and it's got some absolutely fantastic feedback, saying it looks better than it does in the black box art. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. That is awesome. Let's get it on the chassis. Boom! Oh my word. Very happy with that one. That looks superb. Yeah, that is awesome. God, it's a shame to have to run it, isn't it? Yeah, I think very happy with that. I love it from the side as well with those tyre decals. Really does set it off. What do you think, guys? Are you a fan of this? I don't think there's anyone who doesn't like the Monster Beetle, is there? See if we can zoom in on that driver a little bit. Wonder what that looks like on the big screen. Probably a little bit too grainy, I'm guessing. Yeah, that is absolutely superb. What a piece of a Tamiya timeline history that car is. And she's done, and I'm absolutely made up. It's absolutely superb. It's putting a big smile on my face. Now, I'll let you into a little secret. Back in the day, the Monster Beetle, I wasn't really a fan of it. I was all for the Blackfoot. That was my monster truck. Didn't have one, but that was the one I liked. And I actually think I know why I didn't like the Monster Beetle. I always remember back in the UK, there were me and 2 of my mates, Richard and Paul, and we were just sort of going on the trails with our cars. Yeah, and Richard, whose mum and dad had all the money in the world, and he got all the new cars. He just turns up with a Monster Beetle and that, and I think I was a little bit jealous at the time, if I'm honest. And I think that might have put me off it. Anyway, to see one today is absolutely awesome, and it's a really good looking thing. It's not, in my opinion, it's the Blackfoot's the best version of this monster truck, in my opinion, out of the 3, including the Mud Blaster. I would actually say, yeah, I would go Blackfoot number 1, and I would put the Mud Blaster in number 2, with Monster Beetle being 3rd. But again, you know, it's just individual taste. But yeah, very, very happy. Tyre decal, silver windows, the chrome mirrors, all that good stuff. So that's, oh, don't want to drop it now. I'll tell you what as well, it's when you've just finished something like this, and then I've got a view to getting out this afternoon and getting this running, and then eventually, or maybe tomorrow, I even get it to the Tamiya Legends Arena, and you just look at it and you think, is it really worth it? I don't know if it is worth it, if I'm honest. Today's run, we'll set it up on some tarmac, give it a little blast, and then we'll get it on some loose gravel. We'll also get the Tamiya Legends ramp out and see if we can do some slow-mo jumps and that. And that'll be the next video. But if it survives that, which I'm sure it will, and nothing breaks, then tomorrow it'll be to the arena to take it on the BMX track. And I've got to be honest, I have no idea how this thing will get around that. Because what you don't want is this, if it's jumping and stuff and it's flipping over, it's just a waste of time. You don't mind, you know, you got to be careful with them. It's not, I'm not into destroying something just to make a video. You know, it's, the way I've got to weigh it up is you take it to the track and it gets beaten up, and it's like, and you get 2,500 views. You're like, really? Is it worth it? And the fact that I'm taking it to the track is a YouTube thing more than a personal thing to me. I'm happy just to run them on loose surfaces and even tarmac. You know, so to take it to that extra stage, you're kind of almost doing it because of YouTube. And then I don't know if it's worth it or not. Stick in the comments if you think it is. So yeah, a massive thank you again to EuroRC. Please jump in the description and check their website out and use the 5% discount promo code, which is also in that description. So I'll wrap this video up here. So once again, thanks so much for watching. It's really appreciated. If you are new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing to support us. And if you do that, smash that notification bell for our weekly videos. And as always, 2015 Tamiya Monster Beetle, and that really is a thing of beauty.